So let me give you a clear example of how this is not Jim Crow. During Jim Crow, you had explicit laws that were intentionally designed to language black people as non-human, less than human, less valuable, less important structurally, and not able to access citizenship and any equal rights. It was very clear, it was very explicit. But that was a mechanism for something bigger. And this is where the continuity remains. That was a mechanism for what would then have been called white power or white supremacy in that context, which is the control of resources, the control of space, and the creation of a social world based on race and racial privilege. So the question is, well, how do you get to that kind of outcome after the civil rights movement? You want to create that outcome? You can't create laws that say black people can't vote, black people can't have the same resources in school, black people can't fill in the blank. You create structural racism, a language of race-neutral language, laws that produce economically almost the same effects, socially very similar effects. Yes, we have a larger middle class. I can hear Glenn. Yes, we have a larger middle class, but we have a much more isolated, controlled, and desperate black working class and poor that is not just the product of poverty, but the product of structural racism in relationship to the evisceration of resources in black communities. So it's not just poverty in the abstract. It's why you see very different formations of community among black poor and other groups of people who are poor. So structural racism, for those who don't follow this field at all, the very simple definition is the normalized, that's very important because it's not exceptional, it's normalized, and legitimized range of policies, practices, and attitudes. So it's belief, policy, and practices that routinely, not exceptionally, produce cumulative and chronic adverse outcomes for people of color, especially black people, and it's the main driver of racial inequality and racial discrimination in America today.